What is up, guys? We are back in the lab, and today's video is going to be a little bit different from the rest of my videos, where they were a little bit more Yoshi centric. Today I just want to talk about a topic that means a lot to me personally. And if you watch any of my content, you'll know that I am an avid labber. But whenever I stream like my labbing sessions, or I'm talking to students on metafy about how the importance of the lab is, I get asked this question a lot. How do I use the lab? And since this is such a special part about me as a player and my success in this game, I just want to talk about a couple things that you could use in the lab, the tools, the resources present, and how to make your labbing experience better overall to get more quality practice. So another big question I get asked is, how can I use training mode more effectively? And the best answer for this is to make it a part of a routine. A lot of people don't have enough time to commit great amounts of hours into training mode. You know, they have a job, they have school, they have a relationship, whatever it may be, or certain obligations you may have. You can't spend 4 hours labbing. That's okay. Simply making labbing part of your routine daily, just like working out, is essential. Splitting up labbing aspects kind of like a workout, where you'll do, let's say, walking for like 3 minutes, just practicing walking, or doing slingshots for 5 minutes, or you'll do reps of a simple basic combo, that type of deal. And making that a part of your daily routine can really set that great habit in to slowly and surely improve you as a player. You don't want to be scared of the training mode. You don't want to feel like it's intimidating and that you only have to go into it when you're playing bad, or that you're rusty in some aspects. You want to make sure that you're very brushed up in a lot of aspects of your play, and training mode will just amplify that to the next level if you just spend 10 minutes a day in the lab compared to doing 4 hours of labbing for one day. With some basic questions out of the way, this video is going to be split up into 2 primary parts. The first part, which is going to be about just vanilla training mode, so without the training mod pack, and the second is going to be with the training mod pack. So first we're going to be talking about the basic vanilla training mod and some of the options you could do in it. Before that, you want to go over the options in training mode itself. If you hit the plus or the start button, you get the options list. You have number of CPUs, so you don't really need to touch this. The CPU damage, whether you want fixed damage on, so meaning that if you hit the opponent, their damage won't change. The trajectory guide, this would be without DI, but it shows some trajectories at different percents. CPU behavior, what the computer will do. Then other settings such as speed, the game will run, whether the right side for the combo display shows or not, invincibility on some certain moves, CPU shuffling, which is SDI, stale moves on or off, which will automatically be set to off. You always want this on, or else it won't replicate a regular match and regular combos, and your own percent. So vanilla training mode obviously doesn't have nearly as much as some of the luxuries you get from the training mod pack. However, it could still be used for a lot. One of the biggest beginning things I used to use for is simply parrying. Just having the opponent do neutral special for opponents that have neutral special on projectiles, and you're able to just practice reacting to parries. It's very simple, yes, but it's like a small thing you could do. Obviously, you could practice basic combos as well and be able to tell if they're true or not based off of the combo display. And you could also turn on CPU shuffling in order to get SDI for certain combos. So I know like that's a true combo, but maybe I messed up my combo there. It wasn't exactly true, so I could reset and, you know, try again. This would only really work for like your more basic combos, however. Like the bread and butters that you want to go for, that you just want to keep up sharp. However, the main thing I like to use the vanilla lab for is for practicing my movement. This is what you should be doing the majority of the time if you do not have access to the training mod pack and you're unable to practice properly some of these part extension combos. So what do I mean by movement? Well, for starters, when it comes to some tech that you may be uncomfortable with, perfect time you could use the speed of the game. Where if you're not comfortable, let's say be reversing, for example, at full speed, like you're not able to get the timing down right and you're like messing up a little bit, you can go into the speed category, lower the speed down, and then practice be reversing on a slower speed. So you can get that practice in. And then, you know, slowly ramp up the speed as the more and more comfortable you get with certain tech until you could do it at full speed. This is applicable to like any type of wave bouncing or, you know, ledge canceling or any of this other specific tech. Lowering the speed and then practicing and ramping it up to a next higher level of speed helps you get that muscle memory, so you're comfortable doing that tech. However, it's not just limited to tech like wave bouncing or B reversing, etc., ledge slipping, but it's also applicable to just regular movement. You know, if I want to practice slingshotting, I could just slingshot in training mode. If I want to, you know, practice how to snap ledge, I'll just go off stage and then snap ledge. If I want to practice getting sent off stage and then recovering right after, I could set the opponent to side smash and then practice recovering. Like playing around off stage, stalling to see how long I can wait before I have to snap ledge. Playing around by snapping ledge at multiple angles, staying off stage for as long as I can until I have to snap ledge again. You don't even have to do that crazy of movement as well. Simply just walking or crawling. Being this comfortable with your character's movement is so key. Can you fall from a platform? Learning this one thing and being comfortable with it can set you way ahead of your opponents who, you know, sometimes they won't even think twice about doing this. And since ult doesn't really have the best platform mechanics, it'll make you just way easier in these types of scenarios where you need to get off a platform and you won't miss input like, oh, I accidentally went for a down tilt on the platform instead of falling through it. All right, so we're back in the lab, but we're in the training mod pack now. So before we actually get into how to use the training mod pack, I just want to show off some of the most important controls you should know with the training mod pack. So to open the training mod pack menu, you hit B and up on the D-pad. And then to close it, you would just hit B again. In order to save state, so let's say I want to save the position me and Mario are at right now. I would hit L and down on the D-pad. You see that little glow? That means it works. If I hit L and up, let's say I'm over here now, but I want to return to my save state, L and up, I get back to my save. The training mod pack now also has multiple save states. So if you hit L and side on the D-pad, you notice if you look to the right of the screen, you can see all these different save states. Slot 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So let's say I want save state 3 over there, and I want save state 4 over here. Save state 4 will be over there. If I switch to 3, then I'll be right over here. I as well want to go over some of the most important settings in training mod pack. These are going to be the first 3 here: mash toggle, follow up toggle, mash triggers. Mash toggle is just what the opponent will be mashing. Follow-up toggles will be if you want them to do another option after the first one. So let's say the first setting is to shield and the second is to jab. Then depending on what the mash triggers is, that's what they'll do. But let's say I set it to always. Mario will always do that shield and then jab. Like that. So what can we use the training mod pack for, right? Because it only adds, right? It doesn't take away from anything of the vanilla training mod pack. But the primary purpose you want to be using the training mod pack for is reacting. Reacting with your combos, reacting with your tech chasing, your ledge trapping, all of that. As well, you know, practicing your more advanced combos because you could set the opponent to air dodge and DI and all that. But generally, I use this mostly to react and to learn situations without having to need to play the game. I could just practice them in the lab. So obviously, for your combos, you know, I have DI. You could set multiple DIs. So if I want away, in, neutral, up, set all these different DIs, and I hit a combo starter, right? I can react to what the opponent is doing and some follow-up options as well. So like I have Mario set to air dodge. So let's say I miss my punish. I could still follow up after and learn what I can do if the opponent air dodges. And then like we said, how as well we could put multiple mash options. Say they could do air dodge or neutral air, right? So there I just messed up. So now I can learn another situation. Like, oh, maybe I should do the combo this way, fast fall it so I cover multiple options instead. And that's just from sheer reacting and also guaranteeing some certain scenarios that are pretty common to happen in a normal game. It's not just for combos though. Like how we said with multiple save states. You know, save state 0 could be for combos, but let's say I want to practice ledge trapping. I could throw Mario off stage. New save state. That's save state 1 now. And now I could practice some ledge options and reacting to those. You know, do different ledge options and ledge delays and just practice trying to react while having those like mash triggers on, right? This is all, again, like we said, just reacting, because the whole point is to practice these types of scenarios with not too much pressure, so you're ready for when they actually happen in a real match. So like we said, you could set multiple save states. So let's say I want to put save state 2 as my tech chasing save state. Well, I save to save state 2, load it up, and now I can just practice tech chasing on reaction. Let's say I want to practice tech rolls primarily, or if they don't tech, I could set those specific scenarios and then start practicing them. Because maybe I'm a little bit weak on covering tech rolls, so I just practice doing that specifically. That's the beauty. You could not only just practice reacting, but you could practice reacting to things you are less comfortable in. Like certain scenarios you're not as comfortable with. Let's say you can get tech in place easy, but you can't get tech rolls. You only put tech rolls on, and you just react to those. And then you could add everything on instead. And then if at any point you want to switch to a different save state, well, you could just go back. And then boom, I'm ledge trapping again. Or I want to do combos again. Boom, I'm doing combos. That's the beauty of the training mod pack. You really do have the freedom to practice so much, but the biggest thing is that you always want to make sure that you're still practicing with that purpose. You don't want to just hop on, do your combos. Oh, I covered them with air dodge. Well, that's it. I don't have to worry about anything anymore. No, we want to make sure we're still practicing with that purpose, because that's how we're going to get the most out of the lab. We don't want to just practice everything just because we can practice everything now. We still want to make sure that we're practicing maybe the parts that we're weaker in order to get stronger as a player. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any other questions you want to ask in regards to some training mod specifics, feel free to hit my Twitter, Discord, or even my metafy. We could go very deep into how to use their training mod pack. The links for the training mod pack and its amazing creators will be down below as well. They go a little bit more in depth with all the settings, and if you want to support them as well, be sure to do so. But that's all for me, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace.